I have been unemployed for 20 months now, so almost 2 years of literally no job. My car is paid off, but we have two big loans that we are currently attacking. I've got the whole series here on YouTube, so you can watch. I'll have one of the videos up here, which is around 483,000 Rand in total that we are paying off. We have a daughter, and I keep saying we, it's me and my husband. We have a daughter, and our daughter is in a not cheap school, but not expensive school. So it's not cheap, but it's not expensive. Her school fees is 40,750 a year, plus 2,400 Rand on aftercare per term. We also have your normal monthly bills, so like real responsibilities like rent, petrol, groceries, our policies, our subscriptions, our investments, and our savings. And the main focus right now is to aggressively pay off debt and get out of debt. Now, you're probably thinking, Norma, how on earth are you doing this without a job? And this is what today's video is going to be about, on how I am able to do this without a job, how I'm able to be unemployed and still tackle debt and still take care of other responsibilities. I remember very well when I lost my job. This was 2024 in June. And I came back home and I sat down and I had to make a decision. I literally knew that I need to make a decision. And I'm someone who reads a lot of self-help books. I'm someone who only listens to podcasts. I don't watch shows. If I'm watching a show, it's like I'm in bed and it's one episode and then I've passed out because of the long day I just had. I only literally read self-help books. And there was one book that I remember reading that said, life is about making decisions. If you're not making a decision, life will make a decision for you. So I remember having that moment of, okay, the decision is actually in my court. Like the ball is in my court right now. Am I going to look for a job or am I going to make it work with my skills? And I made a decision myself at that moment that I'm not going to look for any job and I'm going to make my skills work. So how I did this was I wrote down the pros and cons for a job and I wrote down the pros and cons for being, using your own skills, being self-employed and just making it work yourself. And here are some of the pros and cons for having a job. Number one, it provides that stable monthly income. So it's a predictable salary. That's number two. Some of you have benefits, so things like your medical aid, your pension funds, and there's less pressure to like figure out, where the money is going to come from this month. You know exactly it's coming on the 25th, and this is how much that's going to come in. So those are like the good things about having a job. Now, the cons of that is the income is capped, so it's limited. If you want to make 70K this month, that's not going to happen. You're going to earn that 25K that you signed up for, even if you're the hardworking one in the office over someone else who's like doing the bare minimum, you're still going to get paid the same thing. There's no real control, actually. You just have to do whatever you are told to do. You cannot like be creative and do things the way you would like to do. If you try and do that, you're going to start stepping on toes and you can get in trouble for that. Another one is you can lose the job anytime. You actually don't know when you would lose the job, but it can happen anytime. And after what happened in 2020 when we had the lockdown, that's a big realization and a moment for us to know that, things are not predictable and we have to use the seeds that God has planted in us to also learn how to live life in our own terms. Another thing that I wrote down was I'm trading my time for money. So basically what I mean by that, and you've probably heard that saying before, let me try and explain it the best way possible, is you are taking your time, you are giving it to someone else to pay an income. So the 8 hours that you're working in a day, you have traded it for an income that you're going to get once in a month. So that's what basically that means. And I hated that because of my creativity. So the whole time I was at work, I was on my phone using Canva. I was thinking of other things for the video I want to record on Saturday, because I only recorded videos on Saturday. I was thinking about the 7 challenges I want to create. So I was kind of like limited, and I'll get in trouble for doing some personal things at work sometimes. And The biggest one that no one actually talks about is it's hard to build wealth. It's hard to live your soft, rich life when you have a full time job. And that doesn't make sense for me. I want to live a soft, rich life. That is the boot camp that we are in the Financial Literacy Academy, our soft, rich life era. And it's going to be very difficult to live that life with just a job. I'm not saying that it's not possible, but it's definitely not going to be easy. It's going to be difficult for a lot of people, basically. A lot of people are waiting for 65 to then live that life and that freedom. But also they don't have a lot of understanding of how does it work with the retirement annuity and their living annuity and their life annuity and all of that. So it's a whole big unspoken of reality of what is living the life of your dreams after retirement. Like, what does that actually mean? Okay, so then I wrote down my skills, business, the pros and cons for that. And obviously, I'm going to start with the pros. The pros for being self-employed, being a freelancer, running your own business, using your own skills, being an influencer, whatever you want to call it. The pros of that is that the money is uncapped. It's unlimited. You know, if you're going to put in the work and you want to earn 100K this month, you can. You can. It does take work, but everything takes work. Everything takes work. To lose weight, it takes work. To cook, it takes work. Like, everything takes work. You just have to trust the process and put in the work as if you have a boss, but the boss is you. You also own your income. So that's another pro. That's nice. You can create your own income, which in my previous video I did explain. With us paying off debt and putting in like these chunks that we're putting in, it's because of the income that we have created ourselves. Also, flexible income streams. You don't have to rely on just one income. That's another nice thing about using your skills, which I'm going to go through my income streams towards the end of the video. And you have the time and the freedom. Like, no one owns your time. You're not trading your time for money. You're actually using your skills to buy you more time. So when you use your skills to make money, you take that money and you invest it, and that investment gives you that freedom to have more time. So that's basically the process. And you can build wealth much faster with using your own skills and earning your own income. Now, the cons, though, this is very important, is that it is not guaranteed income. It is not overnight success. So, for example, with a full-time job, you go for an interview, they like you, maybe a second, third interview, they hire you, and in 30 days or in 25 days or however it works, you're gonna earn a salary. With being self-employed, with building a skill, with building a side hustle, it's not guaranteed that you're gonna earn an income in the next 30 days. You can, you could, but it's not guaranteed. So yeah, you need to have emergency funds, you need to have a game plan before you go full on self-employed. But that's a video for another day that I can cover on how to prepare like your escape plan, escaping from a full-time job, because I get a lot of messages from women especially telling me how unhappy they are and they want to know how I did it. So you need to have an escape plan, but I'll record a video covering all of that. Another con is it requires discipline. I wake up at 5:30 in the morning every single day and I do my morning routine. So my Bible study, all of that. And then I wake up Skylar at 6:30, get her ready for school, take her to school. I come back and I sit in this office and I'm working. If I'm not feeling well, then I will put it in my calendar that I'm not working today. It's that time of the month and I will just be in bed, listening to podcasts, writing notes for the videos that I'm going to record, scripting videos, those kind of things. But I'm not talking to clients. I'm not working. You know what I mean? Like, I'm still working, but not like sitting in the office. But you need discipline because it is easy to just sit and do nothing and then not make money at the end of the month or end of the week or however you're going to structure it as someone who's self-employed whenever that time comes. It also takes time to build that business. So, full disclaimer, I started this journey. I started building my side hustle. It was not a side hustle. It started off as a side hustle. It's now my business. I started the journey in 2021. Yes, 2021 is when I went really full on 100% effort into Nomazdiary. Even though it was just the weekend that I had time for it, and sometimes after work, but I was spending each and every time I had outside of work on focusing on how to edit videos, on how to use Canva, on how to create products, on how to order stock from China, or those kind of things, or whatever. Just really focusing on building my business, on how to create a course, or how to be a mentor. Just everything. I spent time, increasing my skills so that I can show up as my best version for you when I was out of the full time job. So it takes time to build. So this was 2021, 2022, 2023, and then 2024. That is when I obviously went full time. So it was after 4 years of consistency. So it takes time to build. And it can also feel unstable, especially at first. It is my almost full second year being self-employed, and I could say maybe after 15 months, 16 months, I started to see the stability ish of it. But it's still it's still new. The self-employment, the business, the freelancing, whatever you want to call it, is still new. So it does take time. So you just need to know exactly how to manage your finances, which I do have a one-on-one coaching for that, but I also do teach that in my Financial Literacy Academy membership. And the last thing, you have to be responsible for everything. The content you are creating, editing your videos, your finances, your budget, your accounting stuff, like just basically everything. Packing orders, sending orders, emails, everything. You're responsible for everything. You work 24/7 sometimes because this is what you love. That's why I always tell my Financial Literacy Academy that you have to have a North Star, and it has to be something that you love. Whoever you are helping with whatever transformation, it's because it's something you love. So I'm helping you with your financial journey. If you're currently financially stressed, especially as a millennial, and you want financial clarity, you want to pay off debt, you want to build wealth, you want to understand how the investment world works, how to make money online, then I'm your person, because I love coaching on that. I love that. And you could find someone else who'll probably do the same, but if they don't love it, it's going to feel like they just rushed everything. It was just didn't really serve you the way you wanted to. You need to find someone who really loves what they're doing, and also the people watching your content will see that you're passionate about it, and they will want to work with you. So yes, you're responsible for everything. Yes, it's a lot of work, but if you love it, the goal is to grow it anyways. Like that's the goal, is for it to grow. And one day you're gonna hire then an accountant, or you're gonna hire a video editor, or people like that to help you when the business is big. After I wrote all the pros and cons down for having a job and also being self-employed, I literally made a decision. I made a decision that I am not applying for a job. I am only going to focus on building my skills, working for myself, and making the income I was making at my job. And that's where I birthed the Replace Your Salary Academy. Before it became the Financial Literacy Academy, was Replace Your Salary Academy, because a lot of people who really want to build their online brands stop because they look at all the other big influencers or big business owners and say, oh my gosh, I don't know when I'm going to be a millionaire. And you will be a millionaire because that's what you're envisioning for yourself. That's what you want. It means it's like a glimpse from God that is showing you that it's possible. But how about you start with just focusing on replacing your current salary? So I started to do that. I was like, I don't have any other plan B. I'm the plan A, and that is it. There's no one foot in, one foot out the door. This is it. All I need to do is replace my salary that I was making so that I can take care of my bills and my family while I take care of me. So I'm doing all of this at home with my own time, my own creativity, my own way. So when I made that decision, I went full on into it 100%. And I need to be honest with you, honest with you, when I started this journey 20 months ago, I didn't start from zero because I started doing this while I was juggling my full time job. I was recording YouTube videos, I was selling my budget planners, I was doing saving challenges and binders, all of that. I really started, showing up for the things that I love. And this is exactly what I teach in the Financial Literacy Academy. I have over 100 women in the membership. Tomorrow we have a live actually, and we are talking about how to become rich from, mastering your money and building your investments, and how to use the tax-free, the endowments, the unit trust, at which chapter of your life, how to maneuver your finances. That is so important. That is what I wish we had learned in school. And basically in the FLA, the Financial Literacy Academy, will teach you how to manage your money, how to get out of debt, how to build a personal brand, how to record content, how to create digital products, how to find your audience, and how to have a strong relationship with God. Because in this journey, you need faith, the biggest faith ever, to take these kind of risks. So I'll have everything linked below just in case you feel like, you know what, Norma, I'm also not happy at work. Or even if you're happy at work, you're probably thinking, I would like to one day work for myself. And there's nothing also wrong with that. So when I left my job, I was not stranded. I was not desperate. I did not depend on my salary. I already paid off my debts. I had a good emergency fund. I had a plan, and I had already built something online that I knew that I could pour into more, that is going to provide me with that stability and that financial security that I need to take care of my family and replace my salary. So yes, I'm still unemployed. I'm still paying off debts. I still got bills, but I am not struggling because I know what to do with the skills that I have, with the seed that God has put inside of me. So while I was on this journey of being self-employed, of being a coach, I then got an opportunity to become a financial planner. Someone reached out to me, told me that you can, build your own practice, and it's not a job. I don't have a base salary. I don't have I don't know, a schedule, like you have to clock in at this time, clock out at this time, or whatever. It is literally my clients. I don't have leads that I'm given to contact to build my practice. It is literally my clients, and it's what God has paved for me, because the clients that I coached while I was still a full-time employed, worker, and I was coaching them on their budget, and they paid off debts, and they've saved a lot of money, and now they wanting to know how to invest and build wealth. And at that time, I couldn't offer that to them because I didn't know. And I'm sure you're going to remember that I never spoke about investing or in building wealth or anything like that before I became a financial planner, because I actually didn't know. I actually was not as informed as I am now. And I knew a thing or two, but I was not as informed to talk about it. So once I became a financial planner, I started talking about it. All the clients that I had coached came back, and that's how I've been able to build my practice. But obviously, my license and accreditation is with Liberty, which is a great company. I've done my research and I'm happy with them. And being a financial planner has opened my eyes and my perspective and educated me on the most powerful thing right now that we all have access to, but we don't know how to use it, which is the power of compounding interest. So, right now in my journey of aggressively paying off debt, yes, it is cringy that in the past 2.5 months, we have paid 78,660 into debt as an extra. There's a minimum payment and then an extra 78,660. That's a lot of money. But being a financial planner has now shown me how much I could make from interest rather than me just paying interest to a bank. So how I look at it now is me paying debt, me paying those minimum payments. Is I've got the minimum payment of, let's say, for example, 5,000 Rand a month. 1,500 Rand of that is going to the principal that I owe, is going to the 100,000 that I owe, for example. The other 3,500 Rand is just going to the bank to make it rich. It's just me paying the bank like a bill, like I've got a bill that I need to pay, like I'm paying petrol or food. It's like a bill that you're just paying. It's something extra from your minimum payments. And having investments is like me investing 1,500 Rand a month and getting that interest, something else on top that will make me rich. So now my main focus is to get rid of debt and focus on building wealth. And that is literally the journey we are on. And that's why we are aggressively tackling the debt, because of the exposure that I have right now and how my clients are succeeding right now in their investments. And I see my low investments as well, how they're doing. And I cannot wait to aggressively start building up our portfolio as well. So if you're also on a debt payoff journey, then I do invite you to subscribe to my channel, because you're going to love seeing someone else who's showing their numbers, who's on the same journey, and making it comfortable for you to look at your numbers and not feel judged or stressed about it, because there's someone else who's also on that journey and I'm showing real numbers. And I also want you to know that interest is actually working against you being rich. So if you want to be rich one day, which I know you do, you paying just a minimum payment, you having high interest debts, especially, or any debt, is working against you for your goal to become rich. But when you have investments, your interest is working for you, your money is working for you. And that is basically how wealth is built. It's by increasing the money that you are making and not just spending all the money that you make. And right now, people receive a salary and they spend everything. Another decision that we made, so decision number 3, another decision that we made is we have chosen to become frugal. So not cheap, frugal. Cheap is buying cheap quality stuff and living life in lack. No. Frugal is being intentional with where your money is going. So we've adopted a few habits. One of the habits is having one buy day a week. There's only one day in a week that we can buy. We can buy food, we can buy things that Skylar needs, and she needed goggles because her goggles broke. So we told her we're only going to buy it on Sunday. So on Friday last week, she swam without goggles, but it's because our buy day is a Sunday. That's where we can actually buy. We sit down, we write down what we need to spend money on, what is our budget, okay, we have enough, and then we go and we buy. So that's a frugal habit we've adopted. Having no spend challenges. We did a no spend quarter in the Financial Literacy Academy for quarter 1, which currently for me it went well since I'm attacking debt. And I think I'm going to do a no spend year for myself. Obviously, there's going to be a new challenge for the group in the FLA, but I think I'm going to carry on as well with the no spend year, because really trying to get rid of the debt that we have, and the no spend is currently working. And there's so many other frugal habits that you can introduce into your family, like meal planning before you go grocery shopping, like cancel unnecessary subscriptions. If you don't use the gym, cancel it. So just asking yourself the real questions: out of my budget, what is it that I don't need? And then only spend money on things that you need. So cook more and eat less out. So maybe eat once a month out. Budget. Basically have a plan for your money. All the money that's coming in needs to have a game plan before you just start swiping and spending and transferring. Use cash for your groceries. That's a habit that I adopted in 2018 and it changed my life. It's the reason why I have the business that I have right now. It's because I started that journey of using cash for variable expenses. So my cash envelopes, you know them. I've got a wallet that is pretty beautiful, which makes the journey also much nicer. It's not just like paper envelopes. It's a beautiful quality product. It has just really saved us a lot of money. I need to be 100% honest, especially without a stable income. We are able to still save a lot of money because we use cash for variable expenses, and then any change we make, we put it in our jar. Where's my jar? Oh, here it is. So this is my jar that has the cash that we end up not using. So the goal is to, let me just stop that. The goal is to reach 5,000 in that jar, and then we'll use it for debt or something else depending on what we need at the time. I have my own saving challenges. I think we have 3 left in stock for these ones. There's more saving challenges, the 100 envelope challenge and the box challenge. And yeah, I have saved 3,900 Rand plus this 1,000. Sorry. And I think it's 4,100 in total that I've saved just by cash. Just by cash. I promise you I would have spent this money on something else if it was not intentional. Skylar, I've created a new binder for Skylar, and I can go through this binder with you if you want in another video of our saving challenges and how we use them. And for Skylar, it's going to be sectioned into 3. So this is just trialing it out. So this is all her money that she makes from reading books or whatever I reward her on. And then we're going to divide it into 3. We're going to have tithing, we're going to have saving and spending, so money she wants to spend and save, and then we're going to have investing. So I can take you along that journey as well if you want to start that maybe in the next quarter for your child. I don't know if I have enough of these. This is a sample, these glittery ones. It's a sample, so we'll see. So that's another habit, like using cash, buying in bulk. Buy in bulk when you can, if it makes sense. Like, for example, deodorant, like roll-ons and stuff, we buy it in bulk. Toothpaste, we buy it in bulk, like those kind of things. So buy in bulk and track every expense. Try and introduce that habit of every time you spend money, you track. Every time you spend money, you track, and you are more aware of where your money is going, and then you can make a more accurate decision or create an accurate budget the following month. Before I end this video, I want you to make a decision today. I want you to ask yourself a simple question. Am I happy with my current situation, or am I not happy? There's no middle. Don't just stop being just comfortable. At least it's paying the bills. Stop using those kind of words. You have to choose to be happy or choose to be unhappy. It's your decision. If you're saying, I am not happy, Norma, right now, okay, then you need to learn a skill. You need to start now to work on your escape plan. Learning how to make money online. Start making money online, paying off that debt. Building your emergency fund, start investing, have a retirement annuity so that when you leave your full-time job, your provident fund or your pension funds go straight into there. Like, actually have a proper game plan and a roadmap to get you from where you're not happy to where you are happy. So, for example, when I meet my clients and we have a one-on-ones, the one-on-one coaching and budget coaching and debt coaching, this is where they are, but this is where they want to be. All I have to do is create a roadmap for them to show them how to go from A and to B. That's all. And if you want to book a one-on-one, you need some budget and debt coaching. I'll leave it below for you. But you need to have a clear understanding of what do I want to do in my life? Where do I want to be in my life? What will make me happy in my life? What is actually not making me happy in my life, and how can I get rid of it? But how can I get to where I want to be happy? There's a lot of mentors, coaches out there. I'm a coach. I can help you as well. Or you can watch these videos, listen to many podcasts, and try and figure it out your way. But definitely make a decision today that this is what I'm doing to get myself into my desired state. This is the streams of income that I have, and this is also things that I teach. I'm obviously a coach, so I offer one-on-one budget and debt coaching. I have a membership as well. I love my membership because I coach every single week, and everything I'm learning, I'm pouring into them. So we're growing together. I love the membership for that. I also do have digital products, so my spreadsheets, my PDFs, my challenges, saving challenges. I also have my physical product, so my budget planner, my budget binder, my wallets. I get brand deals. I have a YouTube, so thank you so much for watching to the end, especially because then I make more money from views, and commission and other streams of income as well, like Google AdSense from my website and things like that. And those are literally my skills that I've sat down, I have structured well, and they bring me an income every day. Not even like every month, every day. And right now, I am making more income than I've ever made in a job here in South Africa. I haven't reached my income that I used to make in New Zealand. But now here in South Africa, I'm making, yeah, the most income I've ever made every single month. And if this has inspired you to start that business or a side hustle, build a skill, learn more about building a brand, digital products, then I do invite you to join the Financial Literacy Academy. You're going to love it there. The women love it there. I'm going to have some reviews over here. Everything is linked below. And if not, that's okay. Please do subscribe. That is free. That is also supportive to me. Just click that subscribe button right here at the bottom. Like, share, learn for free. This is where all the free content is of mine. But everything else that I go deep into, and you can have access to me through a WhatsApp group or a one-on-one, it's all on my offers, my one-on-one coaching or my financial literacy group coaching program. And yeah, hopefully you're going to start the journey so that you can also find that financial peace, but also just that mental peace as well, which is priceless for me. No job could put a amount for it to take away this peace that I have right now, unless I am desperate and there's no other option for me, which it would be a lie that I have created, because God has given us all the power to create the wealth. You just need to open your eyes and use God's wisdom to then use the power well to build that wealth. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.